talking about Lucille Ball. A lot of you may know her from the very popular show I Love Lucy, but that's probably all you know about her. So I decided it was important to inform you on this person because she was important back in her day. So I'm going to be talking about who she was, her career, and basically why she's important. So she was born Sunday, August 6, 1911 in Jamestown, New York. This is her as 2 years old. Growing up, she was very spunky and she always dreamed of being an actress. Her mother actually sent her to New York to study drama, but she was sent back because they told her she had no career there and that it wasn't in her future. So this is her as a teenager. She starred in many movie roles. She starred in about 75 films, but they were all B-list films, which meant that she was mainly not the main character, but sometimes she was. But they were films that the people didn't really know about, and the people didn't really know who she was. She was always good for taking a pie in the face. She did a lot of commercials, and people started recognizing her when she did radio shows. Well, she was also a model. So she met Desi Arnaz when they were filming a movie called Too Many Girls, which starred him, and she was the girl in it. In 1940, he was a Cuban band leader and an aristocrat of Cuba. They eloped later on that year and they got married. At first it was very controversial because she was an American and he was a Latino. And people, like the public, kind of went crazy about it. And the agency didn't like it as well. So these are just pictures of them in their home. He was drafted as well in the army, and then he came back. When he came back, she's important as well because they started a company together called Desi Studios. His contract came up with RKO, which was a company, a film company studio, and they got rid of him. He was fired, and Lucy was still with them. But they decided to leave them, and when the studios closed down, they bought them, and they turned it into Desi Studios. And she is important during that time because she's the first female executive that's a part of a studio, even though they owned it. She broke the glass ceiling for women. In other words, if you know what that means, is that women weren't really allowed to get paid that much like they weren't. So she made a lot of money. She was the first woman to be shown pregnant on television during her show. She was actually pregnant. And of course, the most thing that the biggest story is on I Love Lucy that Desi was on the show. At first, they wanted to replace him with another American man, but they let him go on because she insisted on it, and they did a lot of the ideas for the show themselves. So she was on TV for 30 years, and she had more than one show. She did I Love Lucy, she did Here's Lucy and The Lucy Show. She did The Lucy Show to give her children a chance at coming onto TV and show business, because that's something they wanted to do. I Love Lucy was also a break for TV because they used 3 television cameras to film their show, which is used now a lot in days. And they also had a live studio audience while they filmed. So later on, if you didn't know, Lucy did divorce Desi because he was a drunk and he committed a lot of infidelities. So he cheated on her a lot. They had 2 kids together, which is little Lucy and little Desi. And later on, she married Gary Morden, and that's them, which was a lot older. And then many years later, when she was 77, she died of I can't pronounce it, aerobic something. I never know what it is, but she died on April 26, 1989, at 77 years old. So that's how she lived towards the end. I just think she's a very amazing woman. I hope you guys learned something about her life.